Zo, ik denk dat dit gesprek ook een welkom moment is voor de muzikanten om even op adem te komen. Dus we zullen hen een plezier doen en hier eventjes 5 à 7 minuutjes praten. Our next guest is Mark Grandison. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming
Lovely
over
to be
here.
Thank you.
All the way from Australia?
I'm afraid so, yes.
But not too much of a jet lag, I hope, or perhaps you had some time to...
Only for a day, but I've been here for 3 days. I'm feeling as though I've lived here all my life.
Oh, that's exciting. And we have changed our weather also, especially for you, so...
And the Belgian beer is really helping. So
is.
All good.
Dat hoef ik niet te vertalen.
I may not leave.
Oh, you're welcome to stay. But I think we have to talk about music as well.
Sure.
Unfortunately.
There's always time for music.
So the subject of your composition, I was very intrigued by reading the short information. The title is The Cosmic Picture Book. So we are still in cosmic atmosphere.
We are.
There seems to be a connection with the other composition. But you were inspired by paintings by visual artist Paul Klee,
yes.
a Swiss artist. What attracts you in these paintings?
Paul Klee is, in my opinion, I think he's the greatest artist of the 20th century. He's an absolute original, almost never repeated himself. And each work, it's interesting with Giro's piece, he's depicting a cosmos, and I see Klee's paintings each as a separate cosmos in themselves. And each painting seems to obey its own laws of physics. And to me, that was a stepping board, a catalyst to compose 5 pieces in response to 5 paintings, each quite different and obeying their own laws of physics. And the energy, the colour, the line, the interplay of the components I all found incredibly inspiring and energising and motivating. So that's why I chose Paul Klee, or he chose me, I like to think.
That's nice to see.
He was a musician himself as well,
yes.
Violinist, and at one stage was tossing up between music and visual art as a career. And he chose, I'm very glad to say, visual art. But it's nice to have some circularity where a painter who was so inspired by musical elements in his painting inspires me, and many others, by the way, to respond to his paintings with music in turn.
Dus Paul Klee is natuurlijk een heel bekende kunstenaar die ook heel inspirerend gewerkt heeft voor deze componist en die eigenlijk in elk van zijn werken als het ware een eigen kosmos, een eigen universum creëert. En dat was natuurlijk net wat heel inspirerend werkte voor deze compositie die eigenlijk bestaat uit 5 deeltjes gebaseerd op 5 verschillende werken, 5 kleine universa van Paul Klee. Klee die zelf trouwens ook muzikant was en eigenlijk op een bepaald moment moest kiezen, ga ik als muzikant verder in het leven of ga ik mij als visueel kunstenaar ontplooien. En heeft gelukkig voor het tweede gekozen, ook mooi om te horen hoe de componist zegt dat hij niet zozeer die schilderijen of die stukken, die kunstwerken gekozen heeft, maar die kunst heeft hem als het ware gekozen. Dus een heel sterke inspiratie van daaruit. I think I have been looking at the score, of course, I've been looking at your other music, and stylistically, your compositions have a lot to do with modernist techniques and styles.
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay, then please correct me.
Yeah, because I'm a teacher and I compose a lot for youth and community orchestras as well as professional, I consider myself a chameleon. And with this piece, because Paul Klee is thriving in the 20s and 30s until about 1940, where he died in tragic circumstances of an illness. To me, it spoke to the modernist language of the middle of the 20th century, which I learned when I first went to university, and have employed as part of a broader palette in more tonal music. But for this, with Klee, I thought it demanded that I saturate myself in that language again, and use it perhaps in a way that's less architectonic and ethereal, and in a more, I hope, poetic and visceral, emotional way. And so this is by far the most modernist, crazy, atonal, complex piece I've ever written in response to Klee.
In response to Klee, or in general? Or?
Sorry, comma, and in response to Klee.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Oké, dus ik vroeg naar zijn compositorische stijl, in hoeverre dat die aansluit bij de modernistische tendensen die we in de 20e eeuw gekend hebben. Mijn vraag was nog niet helemaal af, want mijn vraag zou eigenlijk dan geweest zijn hoe combineer je een heel moderne, abstracte muzikale compositiestijl met die figuratieve schilderwerken van Klee, maar hij beantwoordde mijn vraag al voor ze gesteld werd. Het is eigenlijk net in dialoog met dit werk dat ik ook over modernisme, over stijl ben gaan nadenken en eigenlijk een werk gecomponeerd heb dat misschien wel net heel modernistisch is, omwille ook van het kleurenpalet en dergelijke technieken verderop.
Well said.
Thank you. You understood every word of it, I think.
No,
exactly.
But it looked good.
I can tell them whatever I want, and they just you can just agree. Something completely different now. You have been composing for quite a while. You're also teaching, so you have been involved with music for many years. Unavoidably, you've also seen the rise of notation software, such as Finale or Sibelius, I think you're using.
Yes.
And I think there's always an interesting matter in this respect for a composer, and especially for younger composers.
Absolutely.
So
I have a strong opinion on that. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, exactly my question. So you answer my questions before I can answer it.
Well,
Perfect.
I knew where you were heading. Young people need to hear the music and they need to put it on paper and work at the piano and discover the sounds. So our year 7s, year 8s, year 9s, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds who can do some fantastic compositions, by the way. We have a 10-step process. Step 8 is turn on the computer. All right? So step 1, 2, 3, 4 is about developing ideas and motives and rejecting and replacing them and so forth. Hearing, taking responsibility for what you do, experimenting. Then you use Sibelius or a notational software as a notational software, not as a composing tool. And if you don't do that, I've seen what happens. Students will sit in front of the screen and they'll drop dots in. It'll sound immediately cool because it's instant gratification. It looks cool and they'll accept it for what it is. So there's a great danger if it's used in that manner. So it's a means to a greater end. Hearing and creating the music, then you notate it. Yeah. Because I've seen it done the right way and the wrong way over the years.
Ja, dus eventjes toch nog kort samenvatten. Mijn vraag ging over muzieknotatieprogramma's en het zit eigenlijk in het woord muzieknotatieprogramma's. Ik wou een beetje horen wat zijn standpunt daarover is. En in de manier waarop hij ook lesgeeft, komt een programma als Sibelius Finale, wat dan ook, Dorico, MuseScore, wat hij ook gebruikt. Eigenlijk heel laat in het proces, hij zegt op plaats 8 van de 10. Mensen moeten eerst, zeker jonge mensen, moeten leren ideeën ontwikkelen, uitproberen, uittesten, zien wat werkt, wat niet werkt en dan pas eigenlijk de software gaan gebruiken als muzieknotatieprogramma. Dat is een heel duidelijk standpunt en denk ik een heel interessant discussiepunt ook waar eigenlijk nog heel veel over te zeggen zou vallen, maar we hebben natuurlijk maar 5 minuten. If you would have half a day with nothing to do, suppose that can ever happen, for which music would you sit down and enjoy? Which kind of music in general?
Half a day.
Or holiday? Or
look, I would probably, with that spare time, sit down and listen to a symphonic cycle of, I will doing with my friend here in Flavenue soon, perhaps Sibelius, Mahler, Debussy, but I love them all. It's like saying, who's your favourite child? I love them all. But I think just the time to sit and immerse yourself in a number of symphonies on broad canvases would be a real indulgence.
But it's important to do, I suppose, to take some time to just experience.
Indeed, yes.
Okay. So that's exactly what we'll be doing now. So dat is precies wat wij nu gaan doen. We gaan ons een kwartiertje neerzetten en genieten van die mooie klanken, geïnspireerd door Paul Klee, die op ons afkomen van Mark Grandison. So thank you very much for being here and please enjoy the first performance of your piece.
May I say one thing, as Gero did, about this group? I composed it for a professional orchestra, thinking that they were, and I've discovered that ostensibly they're an amateur orchestra, they're a community orchestra. They are astonishing. There's nothing like this in my country, and they should be paid for what they do. I think they're as good as a professional orchestra. Bravo. Amazing. So I feel less guilty.
Dus nogmaals een mooie pluim op de hoed voor het orkest. Hij dacht dat het een beroepsorkest zou zijn, maar bleek eigenlijk zo te zijn. Alleen moeten de muzikanten nu nog betaald worden. Dat zal ik hier verder niet ter discussie brengen. En geloof het of niet, maar mijn laatste vraag waar ik geen tijd meer voor had, was eigenlijk, dit soort orkesten ken je dat ook bij jou in Australië? En hij heeft zelfs die vraag beantwoord zonder ik ze kon stellen. Het antwoord is dus nee, maar goed, fijn dat we hier vanavond kunnen
And the conductor too
and of course,
is a phenomenon.
So, please enjoy.